Hello and welcome to the best mods for Xbox PC, where we will be looking at some of the best mods to check out each and every single day, or at least that's the aim. There'll be something here for everyone, definitely worth checking out. Use the chapters where you need them. If you do get anything out of this, consider liking, subscribing. It goes a really long way. Appreciate your time. Let's get into it. A very simple change here. This mod is called Cora Bot, and it's going to change Cora into a Vasco skin. Now, Cora Bot will perform exactly as Cora does, but it just gets rid of a lot of her dialogue. I believe she just becomes much more quieter and is a Vasco. So it's kind of a cool way, I think, to replace Cora. Kind of annoying having a kid on your ship. But a nice little option there just to do something a bit different with Cora. Thought I would include that here because this could be very nifty for someone who has Sam and Cora on the ship all the time. As mentioned, you can go up to Cora and talk and trade, but you'll have that sweet, sweet silence. Including when you go talk to Cora, you will have no dialogue. She will just give you the subtitles. So very, very nice. Cool little change. I like it. Let's keep moving. Introducing one of the most amazing player homes that I've ever seen. This is even for free. This is by far the best one I've come across. This is called the Midas Manors Player's Home by Dielectric, and this is incredible. And here is a little bit just to give you an idea of the sheer scale and detail this bloody crazy home has. Now, this isn't just a player's home. This comes stacked with so much functionality, and what I love about this is it actually feels like a player's home, because it's been self-populated with bartenders, cleaners, even a doctor's room. This is mind-blowingly good. There is just so much detail in this. It is the most exquisite, fantastic. I can't get over how good this house is. This is pretty much the one you want. If you're starting a new game, it is nicely located in New Atlantis. Now, keep in mind, I do have some issues with some of the NPCs due to some of my mods, and don't worry about that. Yours will be fine. They'll be wearing probably ecliptic armor or something like that maybe, or some kind of armor. But get a sense of this sheer scale and well detailed. Like every little corner and place is just so well thought out. I mean, look at this table. All the little pieces of clutter, items, well thought out, so well detailed. And this is just one tiny slither of the whole place, but the whole thing has this much attention to detail. Heading back to the start, we enter this, where it even has this nice fun sign where it's hours without incident. Classic. We see that on Mars, I believe, but we have NPCs too that you can interact with. But this is cool because it's kind of like a front desk, almost like this is like an established corporation or something like that. But jumping into this little room alone, look how nicely well detailed it is. Now, if you're wondering about the lore with this mod, is you'll find pretty much about, I think it's 11 different slates all around this property, kind of filling you in with its lore. So I suggest exploring every nook and cranny and trying to find all those different slates to get all the different lore and bits and pieces. You'll also, when you enter the property, you will have a self-bounty clearance, which is really nice and handy just at the front. You'll also have the mission board or the My Computer where you can access missions. You'll even have your decorator. And the amazing thing about this mod is it isn't just this crazy top tier house that you can live in. It also comes with over 200 unique or custom buildable objects, including the creator's own custom workbenches. By themselves just look incredible. So we got the chemical, we got the weapon, and so forth. But you get the idea. They just are so well detailed. And I mean, this is kind of what you'd want the workbenches to look like. I mean, look at this one. This is all workbenches all in one. What the hell? So now you can just build that and you have every single different workbench. Other things of note is you'll have some console desks. You'll have extra entries into a lot of the different categories. So for instance, like some of the tables, some of the stools, and you'll have these cool alcohol bundles. There's 49 of them. There's some ammo piles. We have some terrific displays as well, including the asteroid display. Got an Aurora bundle. I won't go through all of them, but here's just a quick flick through as we look at them. There's just so many cool little ones. I mean, look at that. That's nice. You got these flowers, tons and tons of additions here. You have a huge amount of bookcases as well, all kind of differently looking, and some really nice displays snuck in here as well. I mean, we got some giant displays here as an example. Got some other neat little bits and pieces, but you can see here, a lot of these ones I haven't seen before. So these are really nice, pretty much custom or unique to this mod. And I believe you can build most of these on your ship and your outpost. So really neat additions, and it really does add so much. So that in itself is another reason to download that. You even have these cool medical things you can add, medical stand. but I mean, it just goes on and on. So lots to play around with just with this alone. So almost all of this is custom designed for the player's home. So it's mind-blowingly good how much this incorporates. This really does set the highest level of standard in terms of designing your own home and including just so much. As you walk around this incredible place, you'll have lots of NPCs as mentioned. Now the NPCs will pretty much always remain loyal and friendly, so you probably can kill them and stuff. I believe they won't die either. So if we say fire at this guy, they won't die. If they do go down, they just go down like companions and then they'll get back up. Really like that touch. It just means everything here is pretty much going to be remaining with this kind of level of atmosphere. And yeah, there she is. She's back up. So really nice touch there. We also have these really cool sort of more realistic locker rooms with tons of ammo lockers, but this is all pretty much static. Some of these weapons and spacesuits you find around you will be able to pick them up. Now you'd think the lockers would be empty or not very well decorated, but nope, they are all very well nicely sort of sorted out and have different hats and a few other different random items. As you walk around as well, everything is pretty much covered with nice greenery with this sort of mixture of museum crossed with some kind of like nature reserve florist. And as we move further back, you'll have these really nice centerpieces scattered throughout the ship. And it also opens up to what will seem somewhat familiar when you look at portions of it, but has been completely customized. So a very similar look to the Fortuna ship with some of the similar decor. And the whole theme is sort of, I guess, similar to that. And here we have one of the merchants, which is your merchant that is loaded with credits. So you can buy lots, sell lots, absolutely stacked with all the different weapons, pretty much with all the different, what's it called, ratings as well. So I think it all goes up to advanced. If I'm not mistaken, we'll just scroll down. Yeah, so it's even got the advanced. So it covers all the different bases. It would be mental to see legendaries, but I think that's much harder to get working, but this is a really nice touch. So there is a mention here that the reason why there are so many weapons listed because how Bethesda handles the level scaling of the gear, and it's going to randomize all the different attachments and bits and pieces. However, it's really nice to have this at your fingertips. You can also buy some of the awesome spacesuits, including the ground crew, which always is a favorite with the amount of detail and how it looks. You can grab the refined tracker's helmet, tons of grenades, lots of the aid items, and even some resources, not to mention digipicks. So from the merchant, we head down and you can see there's security all over the place, lots of turrets. You also have these beautiful bird noises and a really well-constructed atmosphere. It really does feel like you're walking around a museum, a well-guarded museum at that. And the beauty of this place really cannot be understated with the amount of sheer volume of detail. It is truly mind-blowing. Get a look at this little piece right here, all the different types of ore or crystals, beautiful statue, and you whip around and it's just like this ball of cool little fish bowl sort of thing, but not at the same time. So from the main room, we'll head up to the right. And if we head up here, we enter this cool ass room, which is pretty much the player's room. And all of this isn't all just for show either. So we will go through some of the other little nifty little aspects of this room, but you get a good idea of how spectacular it is. So starting off, we have the computer, which just gives us access to some more missions, the mission board basically. Here we have all the globes. Now what is cool about this is that it includes all the various globes that you would collect throughout the game, but it also has all the different books to go and look at some of these locations. These are the books that are scattered all around the place that give you some clues on where to go and look at these locations. You'll find these books in the captain's office in the chrono mask container. This is cool because it'll save you a lot of time. If you don't want to go searching for them, you can grab these books and experience the locations or the related locations. You'll also have some of these slates, including the secret outpost, which has a 1 in 50 chance of dropping from a spacer. So basically we can get access to the Mantis quest very quickly. We have some of the other related quest slates really nicely all here for us just to get ease of access. We have the biometric key here. Just grab that. We'll probably need that for a room. So the tab we just picked up is telling us that we have a new companion. Yes, this mod also includes a companion. We'll come back to the companion soon. We picked up the biometric key. So I'll show you the secret room. Do note, spoiler, I guess. But quickly, before we do that, here is just a quick spin around of the captain's office with your own personal bar, security. Not to mention that it overlooks the this whole area. In the captain's office, we also have the remote controlled system here, so we can activate and deactivate the turrets. This is where we can change some of them to friend and foe of your NPCs within it. We're not going to muck around with that, but you do have that option there to change how some of these NPCs interact and work within your area. So this is the vault, which once again is decorated to pretty much the best ability you could possibly want or ever imagine. Comes with a ton of armor and plenty of unlimited storage in here as well. All these drawers are unlimited. We have the electric stove for some food as well. And we also have all the different workbenches in this room. Cool thing about this is that it also has like these separated storage containers with nice titles. So we can put all our spacesuits in here, all the boost packs in here, etc. Really breaks it down to every kind of sort of different category that you could think of. The other thing to mention is that pretty much every room or door actually has a nice little neat sign telling you what it is. Here we have the medic bay, rec room, maintenance and server. We have this crazy well built out gym. We also have the doctor's room, which is crazily well detailed, including a patient, but you can see stacked to the teeth of supplies. You will have some of the workbenches in here as well, pharmaceutical and research. Now the doctor does not heal you, but you'll have little bits of medical journals and some slates here to have a look at. Then we have a very jam-packed server room. We can also access the remote system controls here, and this is where we can actually deactivate the turrets and also update the friend and foe settings again. But you get a sense of the sheer scale. This is incredible. And we got a little sidetracked here. We'll go to the secret room. So to get into the secret room, we would just hit this alarm within the captain's bedroom, and here we have this fantastic room. And what's incredible is that all these different slates are going to give you all the different background and traits, giving you access to every single dialogue option that you could want to experience within one game. You simply add them or collect them, and just by picking them up, then you will get access to the different dialogues as you go around and talk to different characters and NPCs. Extremely useful and handy. So basically you can experience within one universe all the different variations of dialogue. Pretty huge and a really convenient way of doing it, because you can easily chop and change by just having the slate with you and then just dropping it or storing it when you don't want to have that. We have Captain Russell here as a starborn. Not sure the reference there. Have the computer again to access your missions, self-service bounty clearance, captain's weapon locker. Now this is where we'll need that biometric key, and this is what's fantastic, is that it includes a huge amount of legendary weapons. This is nice because you do spend your whole time collecting these legendary weapons only to go through NG Plus and lose a lot of them. You'll also get a ton of the various different outfits, costumes, spacesuits, all in a legendary form as well. Interesting variations like the Hunter monster helmet, invisible. That's a nice touch. So some really cool things here. You can pick up some goodies. We have the locker with some little bits of interesting features. This is incredible. But that gives you a good idea of this room. So much in here, and I love how we have all the different slates. You also do have some unlimited storage if we didn't cover that. That gives you like a rough sort of spin of this whole place, and you just really get a feel of how incredible this is. We'll go check out the companion that comes along with this. But how about this? Let me know in the comments what you think about this huge place and how well it is done. This is by far the best, and probably one of the best we'll ever get. It's hard to imagine getting a better place in this, but let's go check out the companion. And as for the location, it is just tucked in this nice little elevator here. You would simply press the button to gain access to it. But the best thing is it is right at New Atlantis, right near your ship. I couldn't think of a better location, honestly. So to find the companion, we are heading to the lodge. Well, so basically the mod creator has given us a fully voiced companion. With this companion, we get to experience that New Game Plus extremely rare scenario where we get to have us as a crew member, as well as making them completely decked out with a ton of good perks. And again, it is fully voiced and interactive, so it's just mind-boggling how cool that is. All the companion perks are included, so that's nice as well. But there you have it, one of the best player homes that we'll probably ever see. I don't know what could beat this. This is mind-blowing. The mod creator says they've spent probably 400 to 500 hours on this project, and I believe it. Rare to see such fine work for a player's home. This is really the ultimate and probably the only one you'll ever really need. Coming with tons of decorations as well, and a companion, not to mention tons of weapons, ammo, and all the little goodies you could possibly want. Absolutely outstanding mod. Let's keep moving. We have a nice immersion mod, and this one is called Enhanced Starfield Clouds. This mod might be simple, but it adds a nice effect and clear, crisp clouds, enhancing over 130 cloud textures for a much sharper, beautiful texture, making it much more realistic. This fantastic mod is by Chapeau, and you will notice a nice little difference with your clouds. So a pretty cool way to add a little bit more realism. Definitely a nice little immersion addition. Let's keep moving. Next, we have a paid mod here, and it is 200 in-game credits. called Astrolabe. And honestly, it kind of annoys me that this functionality isn't just in the game by default, that we have to pay for it. But anyway, I wanted to cover it as it is extremely useful. It adds some simple search functionality to give some indications of where planets are. Key thing to note is the green arrow. If you cannot see it on your screen, the arrow will point you in the direction and then hone in, making it much more simpler to find all the different locations if you know the first few letters of the planet that you're after. And it does have a neat functionality where we can find all our different outposts quite easily and quickly. Very easy to forget some of these, especially if you've been in the same game for quite some time. So I do like this functionality. It is very, very handy. What would be cool is if you click on it, it would just take you straight to that planet, just making it really seamless and easy and quick to minimize the amount of time we spend in this menu. However, this is functionality that Bethesda really should have included in my mind. However, it is really nice to see this, and this mod is by IDKey. Very handy utility mod, and definitely recommend this if you're like me and you're always trying to find specific places and then you can never spot them. Then you have to go and almost Google where it is because there's just so many things together and you're dyslexic, so it just all goes straight over your head. It is a nice mod. Let's keep moving. We're going to check out another paid mod, and this one is called Old World Firearms Pack by Bud200. This is 400 in-game credits. And what can you expect for that amount? Well, you get 4 brand new weapons that are very nicely detailed, starting with the Model 3. We have the pipe carbine. This one looks superb. I really like this. Kind of reminds me of a rust gun. We've got the revived Colt, also very nicely detailed, excellent looking gun. Then we have the sharpshooter sniper, which looks amazing. Very nicely done, definitely following suit for an old earth weapon pack. Now, where will you find these weapons? Firstly, you want to head over to Laredo Firearms to pick these weapons up. All these weapons can be found in the back room. The pistol will be just here, pipe carbine just here. You'll find the Model 3 pistols upstairs, and finally the sharpshooter rifle upstairs as well. Now, unlike other mods that say they have new attachment, this actually legitimately has over 20 new attachments, including a custom laser sight, a very nice looking magazine for the armor piercing rounds. Now, there's not too many mods for the sniper, but it looks fantastic. That's for the sharpshooter. Colt, we have a custom laser sight, which adds quite a lot of character, nicely almost sticky taped on. And for the iron sight, we have a terrifically detailed red dot, which is pretty interesting as it's using a laser to reflect off onto the glass. Then we have the compensator, also a custom attachment. We also have the suppressor, looking very nice as well. Here's a better shot of the suppressor. Very nice. Do I have a slight change on the tactical grip? We have the typical armor piercing large magazine, which is a custom one again. All 4 weapons have your standard internal components. High trigger, high power, velocity, so we won't worry about covering that again. Then we have the receiver, which is by default. The pipe carbine has custom laser, a freaking wild medium scope, and a custom reflex scope. Now, this is where things get really spicy. We've got a custom muzzle brake, which adds this incredible muzzle brake. I really like this. And then the suppressor, which is fantastic. It's like a can. Definitely rate the suppressor on this. This looks very fun, spicing it up a lot. For the grip, we've got ergonomic and the standard, custom drum mag, and the semi-automatic receiver. The Model 3, we have a short barrel and a long barrel configuration. Quite a standard looking reflex sight and a custom scope from what it appears. Have a very nice custom suppressor. Got a choice of a tactical grip and a standard grip. Magazine and battery, we have armored piercing depleted uranium penetration rounds. For the receiver, we have the binary trigger. This is a mechanism where it will continue to fire as you have the trigger down and will cease firing when you take your hand off the mouse or the button. Then we have your typical semi-automatic. So we'll go binary, giving us a lot of control with this weapon. The weapons fully upgraded look superb. Here is the sniper rifle with it completely upgraded. This is the revived Colt, and look at all that little detail down to the little dents in the suppressor. Then we have this amazing pipe carbine. Check out that scope. Doesn't that look like an old lens from, oh, it is an old lens from a camera. Very cool. Then the Model 3 with an incredible suppressor as well. Check that out. Fantastic detailing on this mod for sure. Starting off with the Model 3. With the current receiver, it is exquisite. It reminds me of an assassin gun where you see in the movies where they fire 2 shots very quickly. I'll go to normal speed and you'll see if we just keep clicking the button, it fires very, very quickly. If you wanted to fire off a few good headshots in very fast succession, you'd be able to pull it off with this gun. Definitely very much assassin feel to this gun. Scope offers quite a nice versatile amount of range, really covering many different bases. So one thing I noticed with this gun is it fires so fast that if we were to slow it down a little bit more, we could see that it almost looks like the animation is not aligned properly, or it looks a little bit funny. But I mean, minor details for something like this, but again, it could be just that angle. It doesn't look bad at all. But there's the reload animation as well. Quick look at the revived Colt. This feels very much and very similar to a lot of other pistols. Not particularly adding anything overly special or unique when using this weapon. It just feels very similar to other pistols, but it does look superb. Again, we do have the suppressors on, so the sounds will all sound the same. This weapon is perfectly aligned and looks very normal when you fire it. The reload animation as well is just your standard kind of reload animation. Nice and silky smooth. Excellent looking weapon, but again, does feel very similar to other pistols. Next, we'll check out this amazing pipe carbine. Do note that the ammo it takes is 7.62 mil. Pipe carbine has a nice feel to it, fires very fast, dishes out reasonably great damage as well. With the large magazine having 61 bullets, pipe carbine feels quite similar to a lot of weapons. It's got quite a lot of kickback, so you will need to adjust and aim quite accurately. However, it does fire quite fast, putting a lot of bullets down range. Nothing too unique about this weapon in terms of how it feels and fires, other than it has a little bit of kickback, so it's a nice weapon to gain a bit of professional experience with, because you'll have to adjust for that kickback quite nicely. So it does give a little bit more of a skill gap, and that was just the reload animation, which was silky smooth. Definitely need to fire this as a burst fire weapon. However, it is a nice overall looking weapon. Nothing groundbreaking with this. Next, we'll check out the sharpshooter. The sharpshooter does feel a little bit fresh for a sniper rifle, being able to fire very fast and actually putting down quite reasonable damage. Probably my preferred weapon out of the four, as it does feel a little bit different to some of the sniper rifles we've got. It's got a great sound and overall just a very high performance weapon. Reload animation is exactly as you'd expect. And the firing animation is as expected too. So overall, 4 beautiful weapons. So overall, these are 4 fantastic weapons. However, with all the weapon mods we're getting in Starfield, especially the paid ones, they're pretty much just the cut and copy of, you know, all the typical rifles. Nothing feels very fresh or different. I think we really need some, you know, futuristic non-lore weapons. Something like the flake cannon from Unreal Tournament, where you can bounce bullets off the ground, or something to make it a bit more fresh. Otherwise, we are pretty much just getting nice weapon skins or nice looking weapons, but they function exactly as other weapons, so nothing really being added. However, these weapons do look superb, and they do offer some fresh mechanics, and it is nice to muck around with them. But overall, it is a nice mod. Let's keep moving. We're going to check out SKK's mod, Trigger NG, Restart, and Variant Universe. This is a paid mod of SKK, and I'm happy to support him with this one because SKK has given us so many good mods. This particular one is a really nice simple one where we can basically go in, click on this terminal, and go to any of the known universes within Starfield, giving you really quick, easy access to jump between them. It also indicates up here how many NG pluses you've been through. You also have the option to go a random, so it'll give you complete control and just really nice, easy access to go through your NGs. So a simple mod, it only costs 100 credits. But this could be very potent and easy for someone just to get through to the certain universe. And you can build this NG terminal in your ship or outpost. So very handy. Nice to be able to support SKK. A simple mod has a profound impact. Excellent mod. Let's keep moving. The next mod we're going to cover is called Precognition, Parries and Reflect Projectiles. This is going to completely change Precognition, where it predicts your enemy target's movements and their thoughts, and changes it into this cool parry and reflection ability that will bounce off bullets and ricochet them into your enemies. This is a nifty little mod that builds on the Precognition power that you use as a Starborn, which we're just going to activate now. And the intention here is that when we activate the Precognition, we should be able to reflect a lot more of the rounds back at the enemy. So I'll try to give you some examples of that as we try to take out this guy. So they will have to target you, and this is only going to impact melee weapons when you're blocking. We do have a mod on right now that is changing the difficulty, so the enemy's health will heal, but this should give you some example where you can see the guy in the back there. He's just been hit by a ricocheted bullet, and we'll try to get this guy in front of us just to give a demonstration. So as he fires, as he hits us, you can see he's taking some damage as we block with this. The reason I like this mod is that this could be a good mod to pair with the melee only playthrough. As we get more and more mods to add to that whole experience, this could be an excellent addition. So activating the Precognition will definitely ricochet and bounce off bullets a lot more consistently. Key thing to note is it will drain 5 star power per second, but ricochet projectiles will go back to their source is the intention here. It's only going to be ricocheting the projectiles and nothing else, so no grenades or explosives. The effect will stop once you've run out of starborn power. Definitely adds a nice good ricochet, and you can see here we're getting some kills just by standing here blocking. Now it's obviously not going to be the perfect, most potent combination just sitting here trying to deflect bullets, but it just gives you an idea of how this will all work together, and we can sit here and just sort of hit and ricochet, and in some cases you make the enemy drop their weapons. But a nice little mod here. Wanted to cover this for the melee only playthrough we'll eventually get to. This mod is done by the Talkie Toaster. Cool little gameplay mod. Let's keep moving. Thank you very much for watching. If you get anything out of this, consider liking, subscribing, commenting. Let me know what you think about some of these mods. You can let me know what mods you'd like me to cover, or if there's anything on your mind, just drop it in the comment. Thanks again, and peace.